religious Wahhabism, Islam, and they think that if they were to take over our land, then the Messiah is going to come and the end of the world will happen. Now, when I look at the Israelis, there's this claim that they're white and they don't belong. It's not just because they're white that they don't belong. It's because they're from all over the world. They're from India. They're from Africa. They're from Poland. They're from Germany. They're from America. They're from New York. They're from South Africa. They're from Yemen. They're from Morocco, etc., etc., etc. And they want to take our land in the Levant because they think that if they do, the Messiah will come and the end of the world will happen. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? It's exactly like ISIS. Now, in spite of that, in spite of the fact that they don't have a history and they're not indigenous to our land, I've opened an olive branch and I've said, look, everyone's that's there now, they can live there under one state where everyone's equal. But that's not what they want because they're genocidal and they want more land. And now they're talking about turning Gaza into a theme park. They're talking about nuking Gaza. They're talking about creating an alternative to the Suez Canal. Their first president, Ben Gurion, is talking about taking everything from the Nile to the Euphrates. And I question why.
That would be a very simple answer.
Did we lose her?
Did we lose her?
That's
Hasn't Ben
actually a simple
Gurion been
answer.
dead for a long time?
In 10 years, there will be no Israel.
I would like to respond to her since she was responding to me. Are you here,
Syrian?
Yeah.
Syrian,
we lost Syrian. Are you there?
She probably got a phone call or something like that. But let's keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Let's go.
Moving.
Can I just chime in real quick? This is since it's been brought up a few times. I've been feeling this resentment that's been building within me, and I think it's appropriate to talk about it. It seems that all of the people who were so upset, including me, about what happened on October 7th, about all the women and children, I mean, just all the deaths, all the stories, even when you Nelson had spaces on it. And it's the same people that were so upset about that are now still saying no ceasefire and calling for, the killing of tens of thousands of Palestinians as a collective punishment under the so-called guise of defending itself and targeting Hamas, but not really targeting Hamas, because out of all of these deaths, I think this number was very minimal, 60.
Children.
Right, I know. And that's what I'm saying. And it seems that you can't really defend what is happening. You can't. I mean, it's the hypocrisy is so wild. It's mind-blowing. It shows that there is a superiority complex of Israeli lives over Palestinian lives. It is so clear. That's why it's brought up so much. And it enrages me, especially when I'm posting and talking about things with an intent, to just highlight guys, when is enough? And to me, it seems like the whole world should be screaming from mountaintops. It's just but the whole, the very, the apathy of the, I would say pro-Israeli, not all, but most, has been just deafening. Well, tell Hamas, blame Hamas. I mean, they're human shields. It's what the fuck? Are you guys, it feels like I'm corresponding with a robot. I just don't understand where the compassion is. Is it because they're Palestinian that there's no compassion? I mean, I'm just curious. What would it take for people?
Mace, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Where was the humanity when October 7th happened?
See?
No,
See what I'm
I'm asking
No,
you respectfully.
Cindy. No, but Cindy,
hold on, Tally. Hold on.
She's talking. Where was it?
That's the thing. What do you why do you assume that there was no humanity about that? Well, there is.
It's
that
reality.
Is an assumption.
Where was the humanity then? You want humanity now, but where was it on October 7th?
Okay, so you're telling me that because of that, you're able to flip a switch and turn off your compassion?
No, that's a question.
What's
Where was the humanity on October 7th? It's a simple question.
What do you mean?
Cindy,
where was
Cindy,
the
answer
humanity?
to that is nobody.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because when we're talking, okay, so if we're calling Hamas terrorists,
we are not calling them terrorists.
So what are we calling them?
You are calling them terrorists.
So you're not calling Hamas terrorists, okay?
So now they're not terrorists, but they were on October 7th. Okay. It changed
No,
since
I'm
October
no.
7th.
What? That's not what
But my
I'm.
point is,
Hold on a
where
second,
was
please.
the humanity then?
Well, I'm answering
There
your
was
question.
humanity.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Everyone,
So
everyone, everyone in the
No, there
world
wasn't
sinned
here's.
humanity.
Can I
When
answer?
you
Can
go
I
into
answer her question, y'all? Can I just answer her question? So let me tell you that a majority of the world, and I would say a very large majority of the world, were mortified, horrified. That was not pleasing to me. That was not pleasing to anyone. That was something that I literally was emotional. I was a wreck for days. I felt that just like I'm feeling this now. And what happens is we're 33 days in to where Gazans are getting completely obliterated. And people are like, oh, but wait, don't forget about this one day.
Maze,
It's
what did you think was going to happen when you go in there? Not you, not me. When you go into Israel, right? On a high holiday. No,
Cindy, does
don't
Ukraine
Cindy
have the
me.
right to does Ukraine now have the right to go kill 10,000 civilians in
I'm
Russia
gonna
and murder 5,000
maybe I
babies?
minced words here. Maybe you didn't understand the question. The question's very simple.
I was
Where was
asking
the
you a question.
can on October 7th?
so
And
does
then
it
what
Can
did
I
say
you
can I just
wrong?
expect
But
Israel
we
to
can
do?
do
Listen,
that, Cindy. We
regardless,
can
And
I
by
do
would
the
like
that.
to
way,
say something.
73% of Americans are pro-Israel right now,
Cindy, you
okay?
get humanity when you
This
give
isn't
humanity.
bringing it. This isn't bringing
Cindy,
the
Cindy,
humanity
we don't,
back.
yeah,
Callie,
first
can
of
I
Where
all,
just?
we
was
I
the
don't,
have not
humanity
said a
before
word the whole
October
hey
fucking
7th?
time.
Callie,
Can I just have a
Xanax.
second?
Where was
I
your
haven't.
humanity before October 7th when 400
Maze,
Palestinian
I want to
civilians were
engage with what
killed?
you're saying.
And
I don't
thank you.
agree with
Where was the
Cindy, and I want
outrage?
to
Hang
engage with
on.
what you're saying.
Why
I,
was it that you were not outraged when 400 Palestinian civilians died this year alone from Israel? 2023. Where was the outrage on October 6th about that?
Before the 6th.
Or the 1,600
I don't
administrative
care about
detention, which is
anything else but
hostages.
October 7th.
oh
I
oh,
want
so
to
you
tell
See,
you
don't
all
have
You
the
that's
don't. You
okay.
sympathy.
don't.
Hold
You
on,
don't
Yeah,
care,
you
guys.
don't care
Cindy.
This
because
is
you
an
have
listen.
Jewish
opportunity.
people
You
This is
see
an
now.
that little word
opportunity to
called
highlight what
co-host?
she just said.
Do you
This
see the
is an
little word
100%. Let
opportunity.
May
So
speak.
co-host?
Let May speak.
I just so
Cindy
yes,
is the
Cindy.
co-host.
I know. Yeah,
Okay,
I was trying to
Nelson's
So
not
the
in the room
fuck
talk,
right
what,
now,
Tira?
okay?
Pipe.
So I'm in
So
the
guys.
room
Cindy
now,
gets
and
to
let's go.
decide the
Of
stage, not you,
course,
You
Mo.
had no
Let May
humanity
guys.
speak if
on
you
Let.
don't
October
mind.
7th.
What
End of
did you say,
story.
Cindy?
We can all agree there was no humanity. And by the way, Syrian girl, for you to say that Israeli people cut children's heads off, did you lose your mind?
So wait,
You did.
Cindy. Can I
Oh,
just?
I'm
the
still
videos
looking
of
for
it.
Can
I
I?
one
Can
posted
I
it.
child
highlight
in
something?
Israel
No,
with no head.
listen,
Guys,
That wasn't what I
Cindy,
just said. She
Cindy is a
said
co-host, but
Israelis
she,
go in and cut Palestinian children's heads off.
You shot a
When does
2-year-old in
Israelis
the
do
but
that?
head
Come
Cindy,
2
you
on.
months
asked me a
before October
question.
7th. You
Cindy,
shot a
Cindy does.
2-year-old in the head
Cindy, can I say something,
before October
please?
Yeah,
7th.
go ahead. But Syrian, let me tell you something. I'm
Do
not
you know his
Tara.
name? Do you know
I
his
listen to me,
name?
honey.
The
You need to
2-year-old that you
listen
shot.
well.
Do you
See,
know his name?
Tiara's a very nice woman. She's kind, she's empathetic, and she's not loud.
Yeah,
Me,
okay.
on the other
Does she
hand,
care about the
I'm your
2-year-old that
worst
you shot
nightmare right now.
2 months
So
before
you
October
want to
7th?
go, bring it on with me.
All right, so I'd like to speak.
Wait,
Uh,
wait, wait, wait. No, because May's had
yeah,
something important
no,
I
to
Maze
just
I'm
say
gonna
wanted to
with
wants.
regards to
respond.
respond.
I'm
I wanted to
engaging with
respond.
Mo,
Maze.
Cindy is, who should speak, Cindy?
Let
I
me
just wanted
finish,
to.
what do
please.
you mean?
Thank
Are
you.
you guys
Thank you.
serious?
So no, thank you. I
Yeah, I am
appreciate that,
serious.
guys.
I'm
Let's
letting
just
the
get
woman
it.
speak.
This is what I would love is just for everybody to reset for a second because this is an opportunity right now. I really want to highlight something very important is the fact that you stated, and not only, I mean, I'm not just pointing you out because I'm getting, it's the same thing across the board, is that nobody really does care about what happened prior to October 7th. It just seems like this hyper focus on October 7th, which I am very focused on too. And I am not taking away from what happened. I want that to be clear is that no one's taking away from what happened on October 7th. But the fact that we don't care about that, we're not even putting that into our consideration when we are assessing how to feel about this. That's a problem. And I just want to say that maybe we should consider that. In addition to that, I just want to say that since then, let's just say that humanity was gone that day and let's say for whatever reason, maybe from the pro-Israeli side, there you guys felt like a lack of compassion from the pro-Palestinian side. I don't know where that's coming from, and I guess we can talk about that as well. But what I'm saying is that two wrongs never make a right. There
We
should
know
never be
that, Mace. I'd be the
justification for what's
first to
happening.
agree with you on that. The first to agree with you on that. Nobody wants to see this. That's for damn sure. But who started this on October 7th? Did the
Who's gonna
Israelis
finish it
stop
though?
this?
The Israelis did.
But
They
Oh my!
started it.
that's a
Shut up,
The
misnomer.
then. Okay, that's
Israeli
fucking
Cindy,
bullshit.
Cindy,
You
I
know
just
it.
care
Cindy,
to
I
respond to one
know
Cindy,
it.
do you
thing.
know what
And
happened
most of your
October
country
6th?
are
You,
absolutely Jewish
Cindy, do
haters.
you know what happened on October 6th?
You're just upset your dog got
I
out
would
of the
like to
cage.
respond to what
Go,
Maze
go
Do
ahead.
said.
you,
So,
do you know what happened
yeah,
on
I'm
No,
October
gonna
6th,
Cindy,
respond.
Cindy?
you're
I'm
not
gonna
letting us
respond to
speak
what
here,
Maze
and
said.
it's important. I just want to address one thing real quick for you, Cindy. Two parts. One,
Mo,
it's not
I'm
about. Sorry,
speaking. I'm
just a
responding
second, just a
directly
second.
to what
I
Maze
know you
said.
get on your high horses.
Directly
It's
to what
something
Maze
that
said.
you're used
I
to.
know
It's a
you think I'm on
superiority
my high
complex,
horse.
and again,
I
the
know
Xanax
that's what you
hasn't
want
kicked
to
in
keep
properly,
pushing.
so you just got to
Who
Mo,
chill
are
out
you
for a
talking
second.
to?
All
Mo,
right.
There
Who are
are
you
so
talking
many
Mo.
to
All
people
right
right,
now,
listening
Mo?
to this
Cindy, I
conversation.
just care to respond to her question,
No,
and
I understand that, but
Cindy, can Tolly
why be
speak?
insulting? Why be insulting?
All right, 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so Twitter is absolutely glitching for me. I can't hear Syrian. I can't hear Truth. I can't hear Hala. I can't
Good.
hear
You're lucky. You'll
Saito.
have a headache.
Right? So it's gonna be tough for me to moderate this goddamn thing because I really can't hear most of you guys on the stage. So I need Cindy to just jump in, mod this thing out, keep it balanced. You know, in order for you guys to make it easier, just do the hand emoji to speak, just so we can keep the show going.
Tell me how this is balanced. I'm all ears, Nelson. Tell me how this is balanced when you have your girl up here.
You got to be the main moderator. You got to
Okay, well,
make
you
it
got your girl
balanced.
out here making
Cindy, can
accusations
I
that are
speak,
not true
please?
about Israel.
You got to make it
Yeah,
Your
well,
balanced.
friend Syrian
that's
girl.
part of the space,
Cindy,
Cindy. That's
I
part of
haven't
the
even
space,
been able
unfortunately.
to address your point.
Okay, do me a favor. Do me a
Cindy,
favor, Mo. Do me a favor, Mo. Mute out. Tally, 1 second. 1 second. I want to go to Truth. I can see Truth's hand up. I'm just not going to be able to hear him. But Truth, jump in.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you to the panel. Thank you, everyone, for letting me on. I appreciate being here. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Cindy, it's just not fair to look at this October 7th in a vacuum because it just didn't happen that way. The occupation's been happening for over 75 years since 1948, and there were plans for it for many decades before
We
that.
all know the
Before the
history.
Exactly. Okay, so you talked about humanity in '07. Fine, I can address that. First of all, there's no Israeli actual documentation that proves 1,400 have died. It's actually closer to about 900, more than half of whom were actually soldiers. And are you aware? I cited this for
More than
Syria.
half
Okay,
were soldiers.
just a
Are you
second.
kidding me right
I'm
now?
not kidding you right now. Please, Cindy, don't. I asked for 2 minutes
Okay. Do you
uninterrupted, and then I'll
understand that?
listen.
No,
I'll
let
listen
me
after
just say
that.
something. Do you understand that 200 reporters got to see the footage? By the
Yeah,
way, I'm with WBZ, iHeartMedia. I got to witness and see the footage.
yeah, I've seen the footage too. I've seen it all, and I can tell you that it was IDF that actually shot and killed a lot of the ravers, and they also blew up the kibbutz camp because Israel does what's called the Hannibal Directive, where they'll kill all the hostages and also Hamas, and that's a fact. And you want to know another way we can confirm this? It's really simple with the bullet holes because Hamas uses AK-47s, but IDF uses M16s. So the bullet holes from AKs is bigger. However, Israel will not release the results of the autopsy because they don't actually want to confirm who killed who, but it's been witnessed by an eyewitness, actually, Yasmin Porat, who went on an Israeli talk show at her own peril, at her own risk. Why would she lie and claim that she saw, in her own words, undoubtedly Israel shot civilians? Survivor of the kibbutz raid says in an explosive interview, Israeli forces eliminated everyone, including the hostages, said Yasmin Porat, who fled the nearby Nova Rave. She was actually on the ground, and I think that counts as evidence, which Tyr would have to agree with as an attorney. So
No,
I
no,
go by
no, no, no,
evidence.
no,
I'm
no. You
impartial.
weren't
So you
here. You
can't just
apparently did
vilify
not
Hamas and
listen.
blame
Yeah.
Go
Hamas
ahead,
for a
Kiara.
10
Go
7.
ahead.
Yeah, you apparently did not listen when I said if you believe her, one person, then you must believe the at least 30 accounts that I read today, and I didn't even continue to search, of eyewitnesses who said Hamas shot, burned, threw grenades into their rooms, etc. If you are relying on one person who says at one kibbutz at Be'eri that there was people killed in the crossfire, then you must believe everyone else, and the evidence is overwhelming the other way. So you're a hoist by your own
Yeah.
There
petard.
isn't evidence the other
Okay.
way because it hasn't been
One mic,
released.
guys. Once again, guys. Nelson, can you hear me? I just want to make sure you can hear me before I get started. All right.
I don't think he can hear you, Jonathan.
I don't think he can hear you.
Nelson, can you
Can
hear
you
me?
hear Jonathan
Truth,
Nelson?
can you hear me?
Nah, I
Okay.
can't.
All right.
Nelson, can you hear
No,
Jonathan?
he can't. He said. Okay. So anyway, he couldn't even hear you either. All right, truth teller. Okay, because this seems like you've been up here speaking a lot of mistruths, bro. So and putting that shit out there
Name one.
as real. So here it is. Let me actually my question for you, Truth Tell, is this right here. All right. And I understand there's things that happened prior to October 7th. All right. So what response should Israel have had to October 7th? If you were Israel, what? And I need some truth from you. Okay, Truth Teller. What response should Israel have had after October 7th? If you were Israel, what would you have done?
I would have reflected on what happened first and done an investigation to see who actually did what, which they haven't done. They haven't released the results of. Two, I would have ended the besiegement of Gaza.
If I get attacked, I should do an investigation before I fucking respond, even though I know who did it.
And no, you didn't know that's not
Jonathan,
true
have
because
some
there
tea and
was
crumpets while you're
differing
figuring it
eyewitness.
out.
I need to, Cindy. I can answer Jonathan, please, but I mean,
That's fine.
2-on-1 is not going to make it.
I can talk to my co-host at any time I want.
Apologies, Sydney, but I just want a coherent conversation because I want to answer Jonathan's question in good faith, and I'll listen afterwards. I promise. I'm a good listener. So, Jonathan, to your point, I think investigations are important to have because we need to determine the evidence to see who actually did what. There's differing accounts.
You came in and killed up motherfuckers. A lot of people. You guys,
Jonathan.
Yeah, but Jonathan,
there's
just to
differing
answer your
eyewitness
point,
accounts. Israel also practiced the Hannibal Directive. They actually did murder. There was shell fire, tank fire, which Hamas doesn't have. They blew up the kibbutz camp. They killed all the hostages. That's a fact.
But
going on, what would I have done? If I'm Israel, I withdraw all my settlements from the West Bank. I end the besiegement in Gaza, and I give them their land back.
Get the fuck up out of here, bro. And that's what I'm talking about, Truth Teller. You're not being realistic. If you were fucking Israel, okay? If you were Israel, not some, I'm not gonna call you a jihadist, dressed up as a truth teller on the app. If you were Israel, what the fuck would you do?
I just explained it to you. Israel is in violation of multiple international laws. They're committing illegal occupation right now in the West Bank. They have over 500,000 illegal settlements. Look at the UN Resolution 242. They're supposed to withdraw to 1967 borders. That's UN Security Council resolution. That's a binding resolution. Look at UN Security Council Resolution 194, right of return. All Palestinians should have a right to come back to their land that's currently occupied. Gaza is being besieged illegally right now. Jerusalem also belongs to the Palestinians. There's settlements there. All of those should be dismantled. And I can go on with the Geneva Conventions. You're supposed to protect all the civilians there. They've killed over 10,000 of them, and they also killed 60 of the hostages. Israel's been killing the hostages. But all Hamas wants is to exchange hostages because there's over 1,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. There's over 19 of them that are sitting there without charge. There's over 250 kids among them that are under horrific conditions. They're not given proper food, medical attention.
One second.
Beaten, raped,
you're
and their
speaking
limbs
as
are
a
broken.
Palestinian. You're speaking as a Palestinian pretending to be Israel. I'm asking you.
No, dude.
I never said I was Palestinian. I'm objective.
I understand that, but you're not objective at all. Okay.
Wait, can I respond?
One mic. Because let me just tell you something right now. Okay. All right. First of all, any fucking country and any man worth this fucking weight in salt would fucking went in there and blew it the fuck up. And you're sitting in there, you're talking about an investigation when you guys, a bunch of kids were out there fucking smoking pot, dancing and fucking, okay? And you guys went in there and fucking killed them. All right? That's what the fuck happened. All right? And they were defenseless. They were kids having fucking fun from all over the world. Not just fucking Israelis. You motherfuckers went in there and slaughtered a bunch of high, you know what I'm saying, fucking stone dancing, you know what I'm saying, horny ass kids. All right, and claimed you guys did that they were legitimate targets. And then y'all went around in the neighborhood with GoPros on, trying to kill everyone else. Who the fuck shows up with GoPros and try to kill people? That's the bullshit I'm talking about. And you know, you guys are talking about Islam is peace. Okay, it's peace. Show me where's peace in that. Okay, because you guys were in a period of deep time.
You just conflated Hamas with Palestinians.
Absolutely, 100%.
Jonathan,
but that's not the same thing, Jonathan. Those are three different things, and I think it's important.
Jonathan, let's talk about it.
Please let me make one point.
No. I want Truth Teller.
I'll let you.
Go to you. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
Sure, please. Thank you.
One second, guys. 1 second. Not too sure who I'm interrupting right now because I can't hear anybody. But I'm about to log into Twitter on my other phone and see if that fixes the problem. But this is literally what I tried to do last night, and the space ended. Okay, so just giving everybody a heads up. If the space ends, we're bringing it back tomorrow. Okay, hopefully it doesn't end. But I definitely want to encourage everybody in here right now to make sure you're following. Make sure you have your notifications on so you're in here live when we open it up
Wait,
tomorrow.
Nelson,
Okay? So I'm going to do that switch right now within the next 60 seconds.
Can you wait 5 minutes to do the switch? Just
What,
5 minutes.
your blood is hot?
Just 5.
I just
Just
want to
5.
wrap up. I want to at least answer Jonathan.
I just
Yeah,
1
yeah,
second.
yeah. I meet you, goddamn Mike. You lucky I can hear your dumb ass. But
That's the one person you can hear. Oh God.
God loves me for a reason, Tara. But anyway, I just want to respond
I'm
to
doing a
Jonathan.
switch right now. So if it cuts off while you're talking, great. But ladies
there
and
you go.
gentlemen, make sure you're following. Make sure you got your notifications on so you don't miss our spaces, man. Listen, the fireworks definitely go in this space. All right, so Mo, go ahead with your bullshit. Let me try to do this.
You're
I
listening
was
to
answering a point to
Nelson.
Jonathan.
Israelis and
If I may.
It's going to go
Palestinians
straight to
debate
you.
part 2.
Truth. It's going to go straight to you, I promise, right? Jonathan, you asked the rhetorical question, which is like, what if we were Israeli, what we would do? They already have a shit ton of control over the Gaza Strip, over everything that's taking place. They actually killed a lot of those people who did cross and did do the 7th of October, just to be clear. They used Apache helicopters, they used their tanks, they bombed Israeli houses. As Truth said, they used the Hannibal approach, which they literally didn't care to kill Israeli people whilst killing the so-called militants that came in. This is extremely important, all right? And we're glancing over it. Second of all, and I agree with Truth, doing an investigation and then doing what is necessary to tell the people what happened will give the right for Israel to do potentially what it's doing if they were to find out the truth, in your opinion, which we have seen. And the last thing I want to say before the space crashes, Cindy, you asked something key. Where's the compassion? I want you to identify any pro-Palestinian that when you guys went out and propagated these lies about people getting raped
Stop
and
saying you guys. First of all,
hold on a second.
do
Hold on
not
a second.
say-
Just let me
do not
finish.
use
Just let
the
me
word
finish.
you
Just let me
guys
finish.
again.
Let me finish before this
No,
thing
no.
cuts.
Stop
Right?
using the word you guys.
Just a second. No, because you said something important. Bring me one pro-Palestinian that condones the killings of babies. They came out, they knew within their heart, because of the type of people that they are, they said impossible. And that's how they were able to quickly identify the lies that the Zionist regime always brought. They took and recycled fucking stories from Europe that they had to understand, and they brought it into our today's world. The Havana, this is how they work. They want to recycle shit so we can drown in information to fucking cascade over all the shit
Great. You
that
know
they've
what,
done in the
Mo?
past.
That's all
Have
wonderful.
fun with that and spin on
When
that. And hey, and you know
Havana,
when
what?
Hamas
And
takes over
you
the
know
whole,
what? Look,
Havana is
when
in
Hamas
Cuba.
takes over the whole Middle East,
Maybe you
Yeah,
you'll
mean
yeah.
the
see the
One
Havana.
second,
lion
one
then.
second, Mo. One second. Let Cindy
When
respond.
Hamas comes and takes over the whole Middle East, because that's what they want to do, don't come crying to us for help. Don't come crying over to America. Okay? They're terrorists. You know
Yeah.
it, and I know it.